Today we are featuring the wonderful testimony of Brother Fred and Sister Phyllis Kwan. They are going to share with us their wonderful testimonies of how they started a life together in holy matrimony as a Christian couple, and also how they started a small, simple business together. And somehow God led them to build that business to become a multi-million-dollar business. Now, I'm going to start with Sister Kwan.
Yes.
When you were 12 years old, you became a Christian.
Yes.
And you had a special prayer.
Yes.
What is it?
My prayer to God is that I would like to marry to a husband who is a Christian.
Okay, you make it known when you were older, right?
Yes.
To your mom, because I think you were afraid that they might matchmake you
That's right.
with a non-believer, which was a custom in those days.
Yes.
So when you told your mom about this, what was her reaction?
She was not very happy. She said that you can get married to the one that we arranged for you, and you all can, decide later to become a Christian. But I told her that won't be easy after that. I say I want it to be sure my husband is a Christian.
Okay, so there came a point whereby you wanted to attend night school, in which Brother Kwan was also attending. Now, in those days, your dad was very strict, right? So he somehow allowed you to attend the night school, knowing that there were also boys around, because of a brother, right? Your brother was...
My brother attended the evening classes about a year earlier than me. I needed the Chinese class is because I was in the senior Cambridge. I was taking that as a main subject also. And I asked my daddy about it. And he told me, he told me, say, all right, if that's important for your study, then you go with your brother.
So your brother was supposed to chaperone you, to keep an eye on you.
Yes, that's what my daddy said, look after her.
Yeah. And then fortunately or unfortunately, your brother fell ill for 1 whole month.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So that was when you could get to know Brother Kwan, who was attending the night session with you. And the first question you asked him when you all got a chance to talk, what was it?
My first question to him was that, are you a Christian? And he answered me, yes. I was so glad, I was all smile and just so happy about it. Then I said, all right, and which church do you go?
Okay, now, Brother Kwan, your grandma became the Christian first, right?
Oh, yeah. My grandma, when John Sum came to Singapore, she's received Christ at that time.
Okay, John Shung was an evangelist from China.
Yeah.
And when he came to Singapore, he had his nightly meetings in Telok Church. That's where my grandmother found Christ also. So your grandmother found Christ through John Shung's ministry, and then subsequently, of course, your father, and then your mother, yourself, your brothers too became Christians.
Yes.
So as your brother was recuperating, you all got closer together, you all talked more.
Yes.
And then, of course, he recovered, right? By then, you all established a secret communication. Tell us more about that.
Oh, yeah. We tried to get in touch with each other.
Without your father knowing?
Yeah, without parents knowing it. So I had a worker in my father's noodle factory, and he's the one also a distant relative of ours. And I told him, help me to get the letter for me and pass it to me.
Okay. And also, every Friday, you had a chance to talk to Brother Kwan over the telephone. Why?
Yes, it's because my parents would go to the cinema and they every Friday go there. So I was left alone sometimes with my brother at home and myself alone. But if he's at home, he never bothered me. So I got my time either to call Fred or he will call me. That's how we keep in touch on those days.
Okay, then Sister Kwan, you became a trainee teacher in TTC, which is Teachers Training College.
Yes.
So, by which time, of course, your parents were more lenient because you were grown,
More relaxed, yeah.
more relaxed.
Yeah.
But you all were dating each other secretly still,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And in your dates, usually you all would go to the
Church.
church together.
We will go to church every Sunday.
You were saying that
together.
once in a while you all would visit a movie theater, but
Yeah.
it's always like Christian film, like Ten Commandments and so forth. Yeah. Okay, the two great disappointments your parents had with you, Sister Kwan. One is you became a Christian. Two, you were dating somebody they did not approve of, right? And by then, your father heard false rumors about
Fred.
Brother Kwan. What was the rumor?
Oh, the rumor was he said that he found out that Fred was the gangster, not a good man, and that makes him very angry with me and trying to block us from being friends that way.
Okay. At that time, Brother Fred, you were working with your brother.
Yeah, it's a bicycle shop.
Yeah, the brother owns a bicycle shop, and you were there to help. And the salary was very low, right? So would you consider that you were quite poor at that time?
Oh yeah, it's really poor.
And then you were dating quite a rich man's daughter.
That's right.
So now, when the father discovered finally that you were indeed having dates with Brother Kwan, he was very angry, right?
Yes.
What did he do?
Oh, he would not talk to me, and always ignore what I say. So that was very difficult for me during
Yeah,
those
but when
times.
he first heard it, he called you in, isn't it?
Oh yes, he called me and he made me kneel before him and to confess, say what I did, why I talked. I went to the school to befriend him, and he was very angry on that.
So you had to
so he
kneel
stopped
down,
me.
yeah.
And then he immediately stopped me from going to the evening class at all.
Okay, and he also said that if you were to date him, he threatened you something,
He's going to break my legs.
to break your leg. Okay, and from then on, he would not speak to you.
No, he doesn't want to
And he would not
speak.
even want to eat at the same table with you.
Yes. So I usually, mother will stay later and eat with me, just to keep me company.
So no matter how you try to gain back his trust and
Yes.
talk to him, he
He
would
refused.
he just
refused.
just
to-
ignore you.
Yeah, ignore.
Okay, now your mother was more understanding, right?
Yes.
More than that.
Yeah.
You know, because I remember you told me when you told her, earlier on that you were a Christian, your mom was so shocked, right?
Yes.
And you told her also something that you will not eat food offered to idols.
Yes.
So
I
what
told
did your
her.
what did your mom
When
say?
I told her that I don't take food from food served to the idols, my mother challenged me. He said, "All right, you think your God is so great. I won't provide you dinner. Everything, all those food, not even a biscuit." So I say, "Never mind. My God can help me." I say, "I won't get hungry," I told her. And she was even angry. But this thing happened only for 3 months. And after 3 months, she gave it up. And she told me after school when I came back, she said that, "All right, from today onwards, what you ask of, I will just follow it. I will give you set aside the rice and the food for you.
She would set aside the rice and the fish and food stuff without offering them to the idols. So she
gave it up.
Yeah.
Then
So
I was
you
so
won in
happy.
the
I
end,
went
yeah.
into the room. I kneeled down. I prayed and thank God. I said, God, you victorious already. Victory to you.
Yeah, praise God. Now, coming back to your father now. So your father continued to ignore you, even refused to sit down at the same table to eat with you. And you could not take it, so you went to stay with an auntie.
Yes, I went to stay with my third aunt, my mother's younger sister. She had a family of 6 children, and it's very difficult for them at that moment. But I just lived till about nearly 2 weeks.
Okay, it was difficult because they were all staying in a one-room
One-room
house,
quarter.
and you had to join them in that one room. Okay, but somehow your maternal grandpa
Yes.
came to your
Yeah.
rescue.
Yes. After more than 10 days, I did not return. Grandpa was very angry with my father. That evening, he told him, say, tonight I will go and fetch her back with my mother to my auntie's house. So he came with me, with mother, and we went home. And before he left, Grandpa told my father also, when I bring her home, you must not scold her and don't touch her. If you dare beat her, I will go after you.
Okay, okay. Of course, your father did not beat you, right?
No.
But he continued to ignore you.
Yeah.
He still continued to ignore you. Okay, by then, both of you grew closer and closer together, and you actually planned a wedding, a church wedding,
Yes.
right? Now, Brother Kwan, your mom, by then your mom was a widow, right? Your dad passed away already.
Yeah. Widow.
Yeah.
Mother.
So how come your mom did not go and see the parents for the hand of the daughter for you?
Because at the time my mom is really timid and also we are very poor. So her father is a rich man, you see.
So she was intimidated and okay. So she was also wondering, how come my poor son could date a rich man's daughter, right? She asked you that, right? Okay. So as the wedding plans proceeded, Sister Kwan, you followed all the custom, you gave them all the gifts,
The
the
Chinese
so on and so forth. And then finally you had to invite them, right?
Yes.
To your wedding, your mom and your dad. And how did you do that?
Oh, I had the wedding card, invitation card, and put it on the bed.
On their bed.
Yeah, on their bed.
And obviously
So
they
they
found
will
this.
see, and hopefully I think that they will see it, will talk to me later on or the next day, but they didn't. They
did
just
not.
kept quiet.
Okay. So as a wedding approached nearer, you decided the eve of your wedding to stay in your uncle's place, right?
Yes, uncle.
Yeah. So that from there you proceeded to the church, and then Brother Kwan also proceeded to the church. That's where you had your
Wedding.
church wedding. So all your immediate family members did not come except your sister.
Yes, my
One
sister
sister.
and my third aunt, the one who allows me
Okay.
to stay with her for that 2 weeks.
Okay. So you all got married. And of course, if we look back now, since that day, you all have been married for how long now?
54 years this year.
54 years this year. Yeah. Perhaps we should take a look at the wedding picture. What a lovely couple they were. Okay, then came the time after the wedding. Sister Kwan, you decided to secretly visit your mother,
Yes,
right?
yes. After school, normally I would just drop by to see my mom.
Was she surprised the first time?
of course, she didn't expect me to go. But then she was very excited, very happy.
She was happy to see you.
Happy,
Right?
very happy.
And I'm sure she did not bring back the past hurts. Like,
No,
why
no,
did
no.
you get married without our
No,
permission?
he didn't
She did
even
not.
mention that. And I just talked to her. I said,
So she welcomed you
yes.
and so forth.
And we talked, and then she will let me know, say, your dad will be coming back already. I
to
think
warn you. So she also knew that your father's anger had not come down yet.
Yeah.
Okay. But there was one visit that really scared you, right?
Yeah.
Would you want to talk about that?
While talking to Mom, my daddy that day came home a bit earlier, half an hour earlier, and we were not prepared. I wasn't know, and he came up, wanted to come out, and I wanted to go down the stairs. I saw him, he saw me, and he shouted.
He shouted.
And I ran.
So he wanted to break your leg.
Went out from the back door.
Okay, at that time, you said you were pregnant, right, with your first child?
Yes.
So your first child, daughter, Pauline, was born. Then both of you decided to boldly and openly visit both your mom and dad.
Just bring Pauline during her 1 month.
Were you not scared that the father would still reject all of you?
No, normally I don't feel anything. I was I feel as though my father would accept us. Because I've been praying for it also.
Oh, you have been praying somehow
yes,
your father will accept?
Yeah, will accept it and he will be happy to see the baby.
So there was no telephone call to pre-warn them?
No,
nothing.
No. Just a surprise.
A surprise visit
to them.
So can you remember how he looked when he saw both of you with a daughter?
I think he looked quite shocked.
At first?
Yeah. And then later on, I told him, this is your granddaughter, Pauline. And he walked up to me and looked down at the baby and said, oh, she's a pretty girl. That's what he said.
Amazing, isn't it?
Yes,
through
very
prayer
wonderful.
And so forth.
Yeah.
That years of anger, actually, and keep in mind when you last visited, before Pauline was born, he was chasing you, wanting to break your leg. And now such a tremendous change came over him. Not only, commented that the granddaughter was pretty and welcomed both of you, and also was happy to talk to you, Brother Kwan, right? So that was when both of them began to have a better understanding and a friendship of respect. Would you want to take a sip of the water? Yeah. And the friendship developed to the point whereby, Brother Kwan, you had opportunities even to render him some help. Yeah. Right? What help did you do for him?
Oh, my father have a noodle factory, and sometimes the machine has some problem, so he's very easy, just call me and then I go just help.
So but somehow you're able to repair, You're not really a mechanic, but you are able to repair. And of course, like transportation, sometimes he needed to transport the noodles and all that. You chipped in to help. So a bond developed between the both of you. And from rejection now, it was more than acceptance.
Yes.
He treated you like a son. In fact, he compared you to his own son, right? That he was disappointed with, right?
Yeah.
That's right.
And that also created the animosity between you and your brother-in-law.
Yeah, there's a misunderstanding.
Because he praised you in front of him. So then all the years now, since then, you had developed a very good friendship until the day he passed away. In fact, that very first day with Pauline in your arm, he talked about giving you a big gift, right?
Yes.
What did he say?
He said, come back and then I will give you a shop house. Don't do the tire shop. It's so difficult. Try and do something other business.
So he was having your interest at heart now, giving you a shop house. And at that time, okay, about your business, when you came out of your brother's bicycle shop, what business did you embark into after your brother's shop?
We're doing the tire, battery, and selling.
So the tire was at first retreading the tire.
Retreading, yeah.
But later on, of course, you also did, I think, new tires too, right? Did you
of course, yeah.
New tires
new
and
tire.
so forth.
Yeah.
Now, this is where your mother helped also. She was quite poor, and yet when you wanted to start the business, the mother gave 3,000, which was her savings.
Oh, that's a lot of money, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why when I told my mother I want to marry her, and then my mother said, "Well, how can you choose a rich man girl?" Then she's quite timid. She's quite timid and very quiet. He said, "No, you give me $3,000. This is 3,000. You want to marry, or you want to start your business, or here?"
Okay. So of course it was not enough at all for marriage, for your setting up a business. So it was very tough for you, right, initially.
Yeah.
And of course, Sister Kwan, you helped him.
money.
You helped him by
helping in the shop after
in the
school.
shop after school and so forth. And at that time, you had only one worker. One worker.
That's why I need to work early, 7 o'clock till 11.
So about 7 o'clock till 11 o'clock at night, long hours.
Long hour.
Yeah. Okay. This is where we talk about business, how God blessed your, Then came the opportunity of this product called Sun X glass tinting. Glass tinting. Now, in those days, it was not a film. It was liquid.
Liquid.
Yeah. I think it was so tough doing this business that even the agency gave up, I think. So, but somehow you all picked it up. By faith, picked it up with prayer. But the process was very laborious, right? You described to our lighters. Now, when you, let's say, do the car, tinting so that to keep out the heat, what did it take to do all this?
No, I think starting the business for the glass tinting is quite difficult because the process is very, very difficult. We have to manage how to use the machine. It's a two machine, very small machine. And we not only tinted car, also doing the building also.
Yes, but the glass of restaurants and hotels.
Yeah. But doing cars is a bit difficult because cars are very small, and then the front windscreen is very, very strong. That's need a lot, and very hard to train the worker also.
Right.
Yeah.
And you all started by doing yourself, both of you, right?
Yeah. I do.
And you said it would take some 4 hours to complete one car.
One car,
Right?
Yeah.
And then it's so labor intensive and also time consuming. Because 4 hours, one car. And also mistake prone. If a fly were to land on it, you're going to scrub everything, start from
redo
it and all that.
Redo it.
And also the material that you all purchased also had a shelf life because after a certain time it turned solid.
Correct.
You could not use it anymore. But somehow both of you continue to do this difficult product, right?
We have to.
That's our livelihood.
No other piece.
No other products inside. So you all continue with this product, and the first year was very tough. But after you all get a hang of it, you all begin to appoint dealers and train their workers. So you all were given the Southeast Asian region. But of course, through the years, you all did so well. You all appointed a lot of angels until actually the whole world was given to you.
Correct. This
right? The manufacturer actually given you, the any city you want.
That's why
in the world.
The second year start. So I concentrate in the outside market. There's a South Asia market, and the Philippines is local market. So she helped me quite a lot.
So you had to travel quite a lot.
Oh, quite a lot at that time.
Look after the shop and the workers.
Because locally, you're also do the job yourself.
Yeah.
Now, overseas in Malaysia, Thailand, Indonesia, Philippines, you're appointed agents.
Yeah, actually.
And you're earned by supplying the,
Supply
the
the
material.
yeah.
Okay. Then a wonderful thing happened. The technology improved, the Sun X. From liquid, it became film,
Film. Yes.
which was much, much better
Oh,
in many ways,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Easier to
Huh?
install, yeah.
It cut down the time for installation, right? It's not easily spoiled, you know, and also the profit margin probably higher also. But by then you all have your
Network.
dealers, your network of dealers. And when you all progress into the film, the company net profit begin to rise up steadily year by year. Then came a critical point because of your son's study in Canada. Actually, you all made the decision to give the company actually away, or virtually giving away with some conditions, right? To a Christian brother who had been very kind to you and helping you. But thank God it did not happen, not because the Christian brother did not want. I think actually he's accountant, right?
Yeah. He's a partner.
Oh,
He's partner.
He's
Yeah,
partner,
yeah, partner.
and also in charge of finance.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
He refused to.
Yeah.
take
I
the
didn't know.
company.
I didn't know. After I realized that because the partner owned the company about more than 80%, that's why he got right to object. You see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm sure you were a bit disappointed,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
actually it turned out to be a blessing.
Yeah, blessing. Yeah.
Yeah. So out of desperation, you still wanted to proceed with the Canadian trip for your son's sake,
Yes.
Yeah.
and then you all decided that Pauline, your eldest daughter, and your son-in-law, Pauline's husband, to take over the
Yeah.
business while you all were away.
Yes.
I started the business, film business, Sunrise, since 1968, and till 1986, I migrated to Canada. So my son-in-law, Michael, he takes charge of the company until 1990.
So 12 years you have been away.
Yeah.
When you all came back, the company was still in a very healthy stage
Yeah.
Yes.
financially.
Yeah.
So thank God you did not give it away.
Yeah.
You know,
Really.
and although your daughter and the husband were not experienced, but somehow because you have already laid the foundation,
down.
they just followed lah. I'm sure in Canada when they had problems, they called you and you know, and you could call back and you could deal with your dealers on their behalf because you had already very close-knitted dealers who are actually your friends.
Yeah, and then my son-in-law give me report every month.
Yeah.
Yeah, every month.
Right.
Yeah.
So, okay, then something else wonderful happened. Okay, although Sun X films have been doing very well, another product with a higher technology called VCOO came knocking at your door, right? Okay, so now it's like a competitor now, right?
Yes.
Also film for cars and hotels and homes and buildings and so forth, you know. But what is the difference between the VCOO film and the Sun X?
Oh, vehicle film and the Sunlight, we call it conventional film, you see. At that time, Sunlight is a very dark color, and we apply into the car, it create a lot of social problem, as well, you see. That's why quite a number of government banned into the, so the vehicle came at the right time, and it's a very...
Because of the technology,
Technology,
right? Because
technology.
now Sun X had to make it dark to cut down the heat,
Yeah,
whereas VCOO
it's a
could have it clear
clear.
and yet cut down the heat.
Yeah, that's right, that's right.
So the technology was
Yeah,
very
yeah,
high,
yeah.
you know.
Because-
And they even used for what? The spacecraft, right?
Yes. For the space.
For the
Yes,
space
spacecraft.
shuttles
Yeah,
and
yeah.
all that. Yeah.
Because at that time, the government requires the car front windscreen at least must 75% light transmission. So BQ will do that. and yet can cut out the heat also about it. That's why vehicle is very popular. Yeah.
Okay.
But at that time, the world only a vehicle. He's a patented. No other company can do it.
Right. Even up to today, it seems that nobody could challenge this product, right? Vehicle.
I don't know, but still,
far,
People are
still,
trying. People are trying.
Yeah,
but
don't
this is
hear
still the
of
best
any-
product.
yeah, that's right, yeah.
Yeah. Now, the reasons why the manufacturer of Viku sought you out, I think there are two main reasons. One, you had
A network.
a wide network established. And secondly, because of your experience. Because when they first approached you, they had a technical problem.
Yeah.
What was that problem?
Oh, that technical, because after apply, they have become the color very cloudy. So this one, I have to solve the problem. And the second
the
problem,
appearance cloudy looking.
yeah, cloudy
on the
will
film.
not go away about 1-2 month time. That's no good for the car, see.
Yeah.
And then also the side tarnish, you see. So this problem I have to solve it.
Or some
Yeah.
stains along the edge.
Yeah,
some
yeah,
stain.
yeah.
Okay. So they were not able to solve this themselves, the manufacturer.
Yeah, they don't manufacture.
So
yeah.
when you knew of the problem, by God's help, you found the answer. It was completely solved. So they were very impressed, right?
Yeah, yeah.
They were very impressed. Now, SunX Film and Viku, are they not in? There will be a conflict of interest as far as the manufacturer is concerned.
Actually not, because Sunny is a conventional very the price is quite cheap, you see, and then compared with the vehicle, you see, that's totally different. You see.
Okay, so the greatest hindrance to marketing this new product, very good product, lies in the price, right? How many times more expensive?
Oh, about 20 times. About 20 times.
Okay.
Our cost.
Yes,
About 20
about
times.
20 times more than the SunX product. So it was very difficult for you to convince the dealer, right?
Yes,
When
very
you
hard to
visited the
sell.
dealers, what did they say?
Yeah. I visited my first dealer is a friend in Indonesia, and then I told him try to sell this product, and then I told him how much you want to sell. I say $600 to $800, and if I say something wrong with you, you say.
Oh, he reached out his hand to touch your forehead. Say whether you are having a high fever or.
Are you something wrong? He told me that because he's my dealer selling SunX
Many
alone.
years.
Yeah. He told me that my SunX selling in Indonesia about $20 US. Now you want to sell $600 to $800, something wrong. You see? So I say you try it. You try it.
Okay, you came up with a promotion.
Oh yeah.
Whereby you had only the top shade of the
That's
windscreen,
SunX. Yeah, that's SunX. Yeah.
right? And you gave it to the dealers.
Yeah.
Those are
Yeah,
do it yourself.
Yeah. That's SunX.
Set.
That's SunX. I tried to promote the SunX first in the Malaysia market, so I gave the so-called dealers say 1,000.
1,000.
Before that, I train him how to do it. Then after I say you can try to sell it. Oh, this is very good. After he said 1,000, he want to repeat order. And then came out and say the 6 inches is too expensive. Why not you buy the whole roll? Yeah.
Okay.
I see.
So with the VQ product together with SunX, people have an option now. Okay. Those with the lower budget would choose the SunX and they can afford it, VQ. Yeah. But of course, in your business mind, you already knew that somehow VQ would overtake even SunX in terms of profit and so forth.
At that time, VQ is mainly for the car. SunX is mainly for the building. Yeah, the building, they don't mind color a bit dark or something like that. They don't mind, see. So VQ, I think, is really is a good product. And then although price quite high, but people still want it. For those high-end car, I think they don't mind pay $1,000. You see, that's why another thing I want to my dealer really set out a good coating base, good salesman, everything. See, a good advertising. That's my main.
Okay, so the business grew until to a point whereby, of course, your son who came back from Canada, did extend the networking.
After he came back from Canada, after he finished the Air Force training, so he take care of the business. So my son, I think from 1991 until now, yeah, he took care of it. And then he expanded into the world market.
Okay, so the world market consisted of some 60 over countries all around the world. A huge network. It became an international product. And then came the time when you all wanted to sell off. Okay.
Yeah, that's my son.
And of course, we don't want to mention the exact figure, but what we are trying to emphasize is both of you trusting Jesus, going through all kinds of odds and problems and challenges, managed to build this small business, became an international brand, and it was sold for multiple millions of dollars. And then now your son is continuing, not in this product, but the food business. One of which is Pasta Mania, which lighters know. But more than Pasta Mania, now he has his factories and all his R&D department and so forth, and he's going it in a very big way. Okay. Apart from prayer and trusting Jesus Christ, what are the important factors to build up a successful business?
I think important
Number
factors we have to trust God. God blesses more than important.
Right.
And then honesty.
Yeah.
Honesty.
Yeah.
And had to make the dealer make money. It's very important.
So although you make money from the dealer, you have to care for them, that they make sure that they also make
that's
money.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. That's my reason.
And also hard work, because both of you work very hard.
Yeah.
Initially, especially.
Yeah.
Right? There's no substitute for hard work, and also patience. Because when you all had this product, it was not very lucrative, labor intensive, time consuming, mistake prone, but you all doggedly just did it.
Go on and on.
Until the film came, make it easier, and then you all expand. And because of integrity, a lot of dealers trust your management and so forth. And of course, Brother Kwan, you did mention about being fair, so that there's no competition among the dealers and price cutting and so forth. So you control the price. Very tightly.
Yeah. And I no allow the dealer to compete each other. If I found the dealer selling to other, then I will stop the agency.
So that means there's no room for dealers to undercut one another and so forth. So the price is always steady. And also I must say that the manufacturers are also people of integrity. They did not secretly supply to other people because they want to order in bulk, So you also establish a relationship with the manufacturers. Yeah, that's very good. Yeah.
Now we are old friends, and our manufacturer.
Up to today, you are still old
yes,
friends.
He come and visit us. And
so wonderful.
one of them, the son X, the Watts family, Martin, they are not Christians at all. But because whenever they came to Singapore, and it was on the Sunday, we told him, come with us to church. And I told him first, I said, it's a Chinese-speaking church in Mandarin or in dialect. But I think if you think you want to follow us, we will fetch you from the hotel. And he did. And after a few times, he came back to us and said, we all received the Lord. Oh, praise the Lord. I was so happy. The whole family now believe in Jesus.
And that's my policy. I told my all dealer, including my principal also. I say, don't visit me Sunday. If you want to come Sunday, I will not go to entertain you.
We don't have appointments on Sundays at all.
Praise the Lord.
Nobody sting.
So you all keep your Christian testimony.
Yes, very.
Yeah. Okay, the last point I want to make would be about those setbacks and disappointments and so forth. And Brother Kwan, there was one time, not too long ago, in this business, you were so heartbroken because of something. We shall not go into details, but you were in the deep valleys with very profound sorrow. What did you do?
We prayed to Jesus.
At that night, I received a letter, and then both of us look at the letter. It's really short.
Heartbreaking.
Yeah, heartbreaking, really heartbreaking. So we are crying, and then until about 12
Midnight.
then we
And-
slept. The both are crying. Then
And
suddenly,
he
I told
saw
him,
Jesus on the wall of our bedroom. I didn't see it. And he said, Jesus, there was the lamb standing beside him. He did not speak to Fred at all, just appearing like that. And then after that, he felt peace and he could sleep till 5 o'clock dawn.
So actually, your heart was so broken
oh,
that
yeah.
you could not take it, lah.
No, even I cannot pray also. I don't know how to pray, see.
Yeah,
You see,
you just cry.
crying, just crying.
And you
So,
actually saw Jesus
yeah. And
without
then,
saying one word.
no, I didn't say it. Jesus didn't say anything, just crying, you see. And then I told,
By
hey,
5
I saw.
o'clock, he woke up again.
Okay, let him talk then.
Then I told, hey, I saw Jesus, but she didn't see, you see. Yeah. And then at the same time, I suddenly spoke tongues. I
You
spoke tongues, yeah.
pray in the Spirit.
Yeah. Then we go and sleep. About 2 hours later, maybe about 4 something, I woke up again, and I kneel down into the window. My window is facing the garden, you see. Then I also don't know how to pray, just crying, you see. Then also I saw Jesus.
So
appear
one more
to me.
time, the
Yeah, one more
second time.
The second time.
Walking
Yeah.
towards
Yeah.
us, the house. And this time,
then-
Jesus was hugging the lamb.
Yeah.
The lamb, you know. So he told me when he woke up, and I say the meaning I can now
And then
know that Jesus at first appeared, say he's in our presence when the lamb was standing next to him. And the second time, to me, I think he says, I'm taking care of you.
Yeah.
And
Then-
we continue praying and give him praises, you know. Yeah, it was, and then we had the peace. Otherwise, I had no peace.
MVP. And then within the 2 weeks, the problem all solved already.
Within 2 weeks.
Within 2 weeks, all solved the problem.
And Jesus didn't say one word. I think the hugging the lamb is symbolic that I'm hugging my child, you. You are in trouble.
Yeah.
Remember the parable of the lost sheep. Jesus will leave the 99 behind. And at that time you were so lost, you didn't know what to do. And so within 2 weeks, the problem
Everything solved.
was totally solved.
Wonderful. Praise the Lord.
Now, all your children and your grandchildren are believers in Christ one day, in Christ. And Andrew, of course, he's doing this business very big, and yet he's an elder of a church and also preaching on some Sundays.
Yeah.
And your brother-in-law, who took care of the business when you all were away, he is a pastor.
My son-in-law,
My son-in-law.
My son-in-law.
Michael Tay.
Michael, your son-in-law, also,
Yesterday, his son got married. My my first grandson.
Oh, your first grandson
Eugene,
got married.
Eugene yesterday
Right,
was married in
right.
church also.
Yeah, like I told you,
Praise
Brother
the
Kwan,
Lord,
you
yeah.
have done your job.
Yes.
You built a very wonderful business. And also your family members, all of them are in the Lord now. So now your elder son is taking the helm of doing business like what you did. So he's going to write the second chapter. But I was sharing with both of you that we want to put this on record so that you actually have a legacy for all your great-grandchildren next time. They know where they came from. And I must say that it all began, Sister Kwan, when you were 12 years old,
Yeah.
when you made up your mind.
Yes.
Although matchmaking was so common,
Those
you
days,
made up
yeah.
your mind that you would only marry a Christian, and then Brother Kwan came along. And that's how
It started.
the story started, and the legacy.
Yeah.
was
Praise the Lord,
written.
for all these years.
So we want to thank both of you for sharing the wonderful testimony.
Okay.
unto the Lord.
I think thank God first.
Amen.
Thank
He's
God,
the
thank
one
God.
who really leads us.
But I still believe
Lead us
God,
all the
all the
way.
good thing and perfect is come from above.
Yeah,
You see,
all good
yeah.
things come from.
And then my as a parent duty, I want to say that build a good foundation is very important for,
For the children.
children.
Everyone,
Is it-
3
is it-
months,
is it-
I just send them for dedication.
Yeah.
Okay, lighters, I want you to give God a mighty clap offering. Amen.
Oh, yeah.
Praise God.